Hey, motives. Beautiful people, welcome to another episode of Shades of Tone. I'm Tone Motivates, and today we're peeling back the layers, getting real about embracing those quirky, messy, and perfectly imperfect parts of ourselves. That's right, we're talking about authenticity, the beauty of being unapologetically you, flaws and all. So, our quote for today is, I know of nothing more valuable when it comes to the all-important virtue of authenticity than simply being who you are. And that's by Charles R. Swindoll. Life's too short to be perfect, right? Perfection, the myth we all buy into. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. Perfection. It's like that shiny thing we all chase but could never quite reach. Newsflash. Perfection is an illusion. And yet, we find ourselves stressing over every little detail, whether it's about our careers, looks, or even our social media posts. Like, how many times have you retyped the text just to sound cooler? Guilty. Now, let's discuss the societal pressures that fuel the perfection myth, from Instagram filters to the relentless hustle culture. I mean, I literally allowed striving for perfection to keep me from making months of podcasts simply because I couldn't find the right editor or the right time to do it. But guess what? Now there's a blog and products to go with it, honey, and y'all will just get the raw, unfiltered tone simply and unapologetically until I decide to change it. Embracing perfections can lead to more joy and freedom. Perfection is a moving target, and authenticity is what truly resonates with people. The quirkiness of being real. Let me tell you something. Imperfections are what make us interesting. Imagine meeting someone who's perfect in every way. Boring. The quirks, the flaws, the little things we sometimes try to hide. Those are the real conversation starters. They're what connect us. Trust me, I've had my share of blooper moments. Just tune into prior episodes. I'm sure you'll find one or two or a dozen. Quirks can be the most endearing part to people. Maybe you're terrible at telling jokes, but what does that mean? You're not hilarious? That's what makes you hilarious. Or you dance like no one's watching because you hope no one is. I personally tell the corny jokes and dance like no one is watching, even when someone is, because guess what? It brings me joy. Vulnerability and showing your true self leads to deeper connections. People are drawn to realness, not perfection. The road to authenticity means embracing all parts of yourself, even the awkward, embarrassing bits. Like, oh, you can't pronounce the word rural? Hey. Or using odd favorite words like flabbergasted, no funny business, etc. Join the club. Most importantly, I want the motives out there to know imperfection is power. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's easy to say, embrace your imperfections, embrace your imperfections. But what if those flaws feel more like weaknesses? Well, let me flip the script on that. What if I told you that your imperfections are actually your superpower? Yep. The things you think are wrong about you could be your greatest strengths. And I myself think of myself as a teenage mutant ninja turtle, hard out of shell, compassionate and sensitive within. My superpower is what you choose to see. And that's what side you choose. That's your business. Either way, I embrace both. Who says imperfections can't save the day? Cowabunga! Now, let's chat about a couple of household names that made their imperfections who they were. Supermodel Tyra Banks thanks her forehead to her success, and look at all of her accolades and accomplishments. We all know Cindy Crawford's famous mole. What about Forrest Whitaker's and his eye defect? And what about new up-and-coming actress, deaf activist, and model Dre Hollingsworth? I myself always felt unheard and unseen growing up. So I practiced speaking in public by reading, writing, and practicing at home, which led me to public speaking, silent acting, modeling, voiceovers, podcasting, and life coaching. I am a mindset and wellness influencer and cognitive behavior therapist with several publications, interviews, and accolades under my belt. Just ask the Google, okay? Every time I put myself out there, I got it back tenfold. I may have been scorned by some, but I realized they were simply not my people, and sometimes those are your biggest fans in disguise, okay? We love the haters. We love the haters. Hey, haters. Authenticity in everyday life can create opportunities for growth, whether it's being more comfortable in relationships, finding your niche at work, or simply being at peace with who you are. So let's reflect. Embrace your perfections. It makes you relatable. Authenticity creates trust and allows others to do the same. The more you show up for your true self or as your true self, the more people feel empowered to do the same. Now, please know, those who are truly for you will be empowered. Those who aren't ready may not understand, but this is your life, whether it's understood or not. You got it? All right. The practice of being authentic. Okay. So we've talked about the imperfections and why imperfections are beautiful and how embracing them can be overpowering or empowering. But how do we actually do that? Well, I'm glad that you asked. Here are a few tips or exercises to practice authenticity. For example, 1. The mirror challenge. Look in the mirror each morning and name one thing you love about your imperfect self. Maybe it's your wild hair or your slightly crooked smile. My left front tooth is chipped and crooked, but you can only tell from a certain angle. But the compliments I receive most is about my beautiful smile. In addition to that, I'll be the first to tell you that I dance around the house or in the mirror regularly. I tell myself jokes, chat with myself, but most importantly, I face myself, eye to eye, telling myself I am worthy, I am enough, and I am loved. 2, share one flaw. With a trusted friend, share one of your flaws that you usually try to hide. Watch how they probably love you more because of it. My best friends always pick out or make fun of me because I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. They're like, oh, well, you've always been like that. And I'm like, really? I didn't know that. But okay, they're paying attention and I appreciate them for that. I love this one practice, and I practice it weekly with you guys on here, Shades of Tone, being as transparent as possible. 3, authentic journal. Write down one moment each day where you showed up as your true self, even if it felt awkward or uncomfortable. Embrace the awkwardness and being uncomfortable. It allows us to grow. I teach my students this daily. Please remember that this is a practice, not a one-time event. Authenticity, like fitness, is a muscle you strengthen over time. So here's the takeaway. My perfectly imperfect friends. Life isn't about being flawless. It's about showing up as your real self with all of your quirks, mistakes, and messiness. That's where the magic happens. That's where connection, growth, and love truly live. And let's be honest, being imperfect is a lot more fun, right? Well, thanks for joining me on this journey of embracing imperfections. You're beautiful just the way you are, flaws and all. Until next time, stay real, stay quirky, and keep embracing your authentic self. This is Tone Motivates, signing off from Shades of Tone. Remember, perfection is overrated. Authenticity is where the magic's at. As always, always love. To respond to a question, make a suggestion for an episode, to be a guest, or give feedback, reach out to us at info@tonemotivates.com. You can also find us on social media at Tone Motivates on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and at Shades of Tone _podcast on Instagram and Facebook. And as always, you can find us at tonemotivates.com, where all of those links are as well.